is Metal Roofing University with Adam and Mason.
Welcome to another episode of Metal Roofing University. I'm your host, Adam Clark, and my co-host, as always, Mason Burchett.
How are we?
And Mason, we've got another guest.
Whoa, look,
Yeah,
it's Mark.
hey.
He's not a guest.
Hey.
We know this guy.
We've got Mark Tipton with us. He's our Director of Sales here at
morning.
Best Buy Metals. Mark, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good morning.
Good, good. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening in the market right now. And we brought Mark on to help paint a picture of what he's observing out in the marketplace, and also help talk about the value that we're able to bring to the market, even with increased cost of materials and some consumers or some suppliers struggling to get materials. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've been able to do, what you've observed, and the value that you feel like our team is able to present to our customers.
These are definitely unprecedented times out there, and it's like being in the wild, wild west.
Wow.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you don't know from 1 week or 1 month to the next what's coming around the next corner, you know? So, what we focus on is staying focused on the things that really matter. We can't control the things we can't control. We can control certain aspects. And so that's what we focus on. What can we do, which is continue to provide excellent service, continue to provide product availability, continue to provide a consistent product at a consistent price, and serve our customers in a way uniquely that none others can do or won't do. An old friend of mine says, that winners do what losers won't. And we're willing to do the hard things during these hard times that a lot of others just aren't willing to do.
Yeah.
So, something we've always wanted to highlight for our sales reps is to sell value, right? Mm-hmm. But how big of a shift has it been for our sales teams, especially after the whole COVID era, to really focus on selling value, not just selling price?
Yeah, and when you go talk to folks, whether it's a homeowner or a wholesale account, a lot of them will try to make the conversation only about price. Mm-hmm. And it's not. There are so many other things that come into play there. So we have to be professional enough to know, look, we can talk about price, but there are these other factors that we need to discuss as well. So as long as you're willing to discuss those with me, I'll talk about price anytime you want. The great news for us is even though building material prices are all on the rise, on the increase, including steel, it's relative. I mean, even though steel has gone up, so has lumber, so has asphalt shingles, so has underlayment and insulations, and all those things have risen. So even though steel prices are up, it's pretty relative. We were just discussing earlier today, if you do a cost analysis of shingles to metal, it's still a great value when you look at a per square foot price or a roofing square price. It's still a great value. But really the piece is not only is it a great initial value, is the strength that you get, the longevity that you get, the benefits, the energy savings, and the other things that come with getting a metal roof that you just don't get with a shingle.
That's where the value
That's where the real value comes in. So we can talk about price, but we can't make the mistake of thinking that price and value are the same. They're not.
Right. And a consumer asking how much is this going to cost me is not the same thing as asking what is the price, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And we even get into some training that we do where you put a metal roof on your house. When you go to sell that house, you're going to recuperate 95.5% of that investment. You're not going to get that with shingles, but you're going to get it back with metal. Not only that, but it's going to make your house more marketable. One of the reasons that that houses aren't bought and sold, or that a mortgage lender won't lend the money to buy the house, is because it didn't pass inspection due to the condition of the roof. Yep. You got a metal roof on it, passes inspection. The real estate agent sells the house, right? The new buyer buys the house. The mortgage lender lends the money. Everything works. Everybody's happy, and the homeowners get in the new home.
How relevant is that?
That is as relevant as you can get. Yeah.
Another thing that we really like to focus on when it comes to creating value is actually having products available to maintain the shortest lead time possible. So maybe share some of your experiences of, some pain points for customers who are having a hard time sourcing materials from other suppliers, and what Best Buy Metals has done and what we're able to do in terms of keeping a project on schedule.
Man, that's a great topic to discuss because this hits home. You know somebody, we all do, who's probably in the building process, somebody who's started a home, right? And if they're too far in, there's not much they can do about it. But as these building material prices have increased, they've had to go on in and just bite the bullet and go, right? And what they're finding is not only have prices increased, but now they're being told, hey, we can't even source this for 3 weeks or 6 weeks or sometimes months in advance. We've had some that said they were 6 months out on a product they needed to complete their job. I mean, that's going to slow the entire, imagine what that does to your timeline for your building project and what the overall cost is. But at Best Buy Metals, thanks to some great leadership, we've been so fortunate to think ahead, plan ahead, buy in advance. And because of the amount that we purchase, we're able to purchase well in advance, and materials are made for us based on the schedule. So we are fully stocked, not only here in Cleveland, but at all of our locations. You go to our warehouses, I've never seen them as full as they are now of coil. So we have every color, every gauge ready to go. We can turn these around same day or next day. The contractor or the homeowner can complete their project and move on. And not only are they going to get that, but they're still going to get it at a very fair market price.
I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway, since you're out on the ground interacting with our customers and our sales team more. But are customers having to wait to get metal from Best Buy Metals?
Not from Best Buy Metals, man. You call us today, we'll have it ready. We see, you get your order in today by 10 a.m. We can have it ready usually at that same day, or for sure the next morning. Within 24 hours, you're going to have your product ready.
Yeah, and in an episode not too long ago, Adam, earlier on in the COVID, I think we talked about how the availability of materials might look for people who are not preparing the correct pricing models.
Yep.
And we're not preparing themselves to be able to purchase materials later when prices continue to go up. And now on the back side of this, or somewhere on the back side of this, we're seeing that held true. And there was a lot of people that just did not prepare themselves. They didn't price materials the right way. And now they find themselves in a spot where they can't supply their customers with the materials that they need. We're seeing lead times from some people out 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Some people are out months on some materials, or indefinitely.
Or,
they just don't know.
They don't know.
They're going to get something. And so, that's another thing that Best Buy Metals prides itself on is, aside from having great value in the quality of the materials, the lead time on the materials, another part of the value we provide to you is trying to manage our business well and being in tune with these market trends and keeping our finger on the pulse of the market and what's going on. That way we can provide a predictable, somewhat predictable pricing model, something that even though prices are changing relatively frequently, we can still keep things consistent relative to that, and it feels like less of a abrupt change to our customers.
Yeah, I mean, let's look. Prices are increasing, and they're increasing frequently. But unlike some of our competitors who are like changing them daily or weekly, or they're saying, hey, we can't give you a price until we actually do the estimate, we can say, hey, we know what we've got in this. We can give you a price. We guarantee this price for 15 days. It's going to be good. It's solid. We can do that where a lot of our competitors can't. We even discussed this in internal meetings where some of our competitors are, when somebody asks about price, we're like, well, we don't know what it is, or man, I wish this was over with, or I'm sick of this, or I can't. We don't do that.
Even holding a price for 15 days is almost a luxury that's unheard of.
Unheard of, yeah.
A lot of our competitors, and we hear these things because we're trying to be in tune with our industry, but they'll quote something and sell something for a price. But they have a disclaimer that says, but if we have to break into a new coil that's more expensive, your price will change. How can anybody sell a job? How can anybody be happy about that?
And how weird does that feel to the consumer? Like, how do I know you had to break into?
I don't need,
You can charge whatever you want.
You can charge me whatever you wanted for this. I have no way of knowing. Or as a contractor trying to go back to a homeowner and go, they raised the price on me.
Right.
Yeah. And we're not taking digs at other people. That's not what we're trying to do here. But we are just showing some of the hardships that you can run into if you're not diligent enough to prepare on the outset. If you just are getting crushed by the wave, that's what your business is going to wind up looking
and what we've done to be proactive. When this whole thing started, nobody knew how long it was going to last or what was going on. And there were some of our competitors out there that looked great coming out of the gate because they're like, we're not lowering our prices. We bought it for this. We'll sell it for this. We'll ride this thing out. It'll all be over with. Yeah. And now they find themselves on the backside of that curve where they can't afford to replenish their inventory because they didn't charge enough up front to do that. So they're either without stock or the lead times are crazy long.
Or overpricing on the
Or
back end.
overpricing, right, trying to make up for it.
cash.
Yeah, and we see that as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons, one of the questions that we do get from customers, because we are changing our prices frequently. It's on a monthly basis, but it is still frequently compared to what we've done in the past.
Yeah.
So people are asking, well, why are you having to change so frequently? Well, I think to answer that question, one, we're probably changing less frequently than many others out there. But two, we're only changing when the market demands that we change. We're not doing these, and really, if we expect a 30% increase over the course of the next 3 months, we're not going to do a 30% increase at the beginning,
Right.
and then in 3 months make an adjustment. We might increase 10%, and then somebody has an opportunity to buy at a lower price for the next 2 months, and then we might increase another 10%. And so the frequency of our increases is really to help keep the available price as low as possible for as long as possible. There are some models where there is a larger increase to account for less price changes, but our goal is to really continue to give the market or the materials the best fair market price. It requires actually more work on our end.
It does. That's
to
exactly
change
what I was
prices
thinking.
frequently, but we think that's the best way for us to serve our customers.
Winners do what losers won't.
Yeah.
And we're willing to do that extra work in order to get the best price, the most fair price in front of our customers.
Yeah.
Another thing that we do to add value, Mark, is we offer a couple of unique services that we're really proud of. We have the opportunity to go and actually bring materials to customers in a unique way. How has that impacted our ability to create good partnerships?
Yeah, we were even discussing this as we were looking at one of our competitors, I guess, in another part of the country, and their inability to deliver to certain locations because they didn't have the trucks and the trailers that they needed in order to get to those locations. I even have customers who are amazed that we can get a truck and our unique roller trailers into places where there are new builds, cabins going up on a mountainside, and we're able to get a truck and trailer up there to deliver directly to those. And we do that. It's a service we provide at a fair price for them to make it very easy so they don't have to worry about transporting the material. It's going to cut down on the risk of damage. Our guys are trained. They know what they're doing. They can get it there. They can get it there safely and offload it safely. So that's one of the things that we can do as far as deliveries are concerned. But if you also have a larger job and you need a trailer load, we've got semis with 53-foot trailers, and we can load it down and we can haul it anywhere you want.
Got Moffett trucks.
Moffett trucks.
Can assist with the offloading procedures as far as that goes.
Yeah, nothing worse than having to offload materials at a job site.
Imagine the labor that comes
And the
up,
risk of damage.
The risk of damage. And I had somebody the other day tell me this. Some of these trim pieces are not very wide. And so, but they're 10 feet long. And if you're not careful, you throw it over your shoulder, you just crease the entire pack and you've ruined it. So you got to know what you're doing and have the equipment in order to do it correctly.
And one of the other values that we feel like we bring to our partnerships with our customers is our ability to help kind of get the ball rolling from a quoting standpoint. Can you talk some about our aerial quoting and some of our blueprint quoting?
Yeah, so our contractors, if nothing else, should absolutely love this because we know that, and they have confirmed, most contractors I talk to confirm, for every 10 estimates they do, 3 or 4 of them are going to turn into a job. They also will tell you that that's the least favorite part of their job. It's the most time-consuming part of their job. And so we're able to take a lot of that off their plate by providing a service through our aerial quotes. And it's as simple as this. They give us an address of a home or a building they would like an estimate for. We use Google Earth to locate that physical address. We use software that'll capture a 3D image of that roof, and it'll do a complete takeoff with a complete materials list. So it'll give you a list of how many panels at the different lengths, all the trim accessories needed, and then an estimate to go with it. And we don't charge anything for that. And usually within 24 hours, our guy Cody will tell you he can do it in 15 minutes. But realistically, we say to give everybody enough time to get it done and get it turned around. Within 24 hours, you're going to get an estimate back from us. You haven't had to do any work on that. You can put that in front of a customer, or we can put it in front of a customer. And if they're serious about it, they get back with us. We'll have somebody take actual field measurements. We manufacture and sell the job.
And the beauty of that service is it's provided to everybody.
Right.
We have a lot of homeowners who listen to this this podcast.
Sure.
And yeah, if you ever just are curious about what the cost of a metal roof would be on your home, go to metalroofingquote.com. It'll pull up a very simple form. submit your physical address and send it to us, and we'll respond with an email with a material list and a quote for your project. And that's a really cool way just to kind of, especially if you're just interested in what it might look like to re-roof with a metal roofing product that you can choose from the linear panels that we typically like to promote to some of the metal shingles like we heard about from Todd Miller last week. But there are some things that are it's hard to get started until you have a starting point, and we like to be the starting point through metalroofingquote.com.
Yeah, and transparency of information is one of the foundations of our customer service, and we love being able to give away as much information at no obligation as we possibly can.
Charge,
And that's why we offer those free quotes to homeowners. You don't have to be serious about the project. You can just be curious as to what it would cost if you put a new metal roof on your house. We do the same thing with our pole barn kits. We offer free quotation, construction drawings, all of that kind of stuff for those things. And it's just another way that we can help educate consumers and let them take control of their project and not feel like they're having to depend on somebody else.
That's exactly the point I was about to make. I've had homeowners tell me, I feel bad about asking you to do this because I'm not sure. Well, how can you be sure until you know what it's going to cost you, right? So this is valuable information that you need or that the homeowner needs in order to make their final decision.
And we've developed a division that does this. I mean, that's
right. It's part of
you
our
guys
model.
don't call, then they don't have anything to do.
We got a guy, right? We got a guy.
Let's make sure that he continues
keep
to
our
have
guy
something to do.
employed.
Yeah.
Keep our
Call
guy
us
busy.
for a free
Please
quote.
keep our guys busy. Yeah.
Yeah, but we really do enjoy that part of the business here. Again, education is such an important part of what we do at Best Buy Metals and through Metal Roofing University, and we really feel like a customer having a breakdown of the materials needed for their roof is a great starting point for them to ask questions and to learn more about the value that you can get through a lifelong screw or through a ventilation system that you may not even think about asking these questions until you get to a starting point. So that's a really great service that we bring to the table at no cost to our customers, which we believe brings the value up. Mark, any other observations or anything about what's happening, even if it's not our core business, any trends that you're seeing out there? Are there things that people are excited about that Best Buy Metals has been able to maybe partner with and participate in?
Yeah, I mean, we've got so many cool things going on here. When I talk to folks about Best Buy Metals, they'll say, well, yeah, you guys are the metal roof guys, right? So we're so much more than that, but that's the perception. And so it's fun for us to be able to talk to them about our post-frame building kits or about a new HD finish or about a new steel siding that we've developed and rolled out. I mean, there's so many cool things that are happening right now at Best Buy Metals. It's fun to educate them on that. One of the things, too, that I noticed as we've talked to other customers and to competitors is that customers will tell us the level of technical expertise they get from us is so different from what they get in a lot of other places. It's like, the other places you walk in, hey, I'm interested in a metal roof. Well, there it is. Take a look and let me know if you got any questions.
Right.
That's pretty much all you get. But from us, our guys, all of our folks, our inside, outside sales teams, our GMs, assistant managers in all of our locations are highly trained. That's part of my job, make sure that they're trained so that they know their products, they know what we can do, they know our capabilities, and they can even offer unique, out-of-the-box solutions for problems that you may be experiencing or obstacles you may be facing. So don't hesitate. Man, come in, meet our team, get to know them, and I think you'll be impressed with the level of technical expertise. I mean, from which panel you might need to how it's going to be installed to what color would look best on your house based on what you're telling us. We can offer guidance in all those areas.
Yeah, and I think that being able to interact with customers in a mindset that we're really out to be helpful or we're really out there to hear what the needs are has helped us to develop new market opportunities. Like you talked about the steel siding, like we launched this board and batten line, steel board and batten line, which has become really popular. We wouldn't have really known about that had our sales team not been trained to listen to our customers and a customer say, I'm really frustrated with the vinyl option, or I can't get what I need, or I'm nervous about, rocks shooting out of my lawnmower.
I can't source
or
hardboard.
I can't source,
Or a weed eater hitting my vinyl and cutting a hole in it.
Exactly. And that led us to having this really great opportunity to develop a product that we didn't even have to buy any new equipment or new materials. We had the ability to do it. We just didn't know it was a need.
We just didn't know.
Sat and listened to it.
Right. And the really cool part for me as a sales guys, once we started studying this and we did a cost analysis on it, and we saw that people were paying $135 a square for vinyl and $190 plus if they could get hardy board,
Right.
190 plus for a square of hardy board, and we could do a steel siding, the strength of steel, right, with a 40-year paint finish on it for about $150 a square.
Right.
It's a great value on a product that's not only going to last forever, but it's going to help your cooling costs. It's going to cut down on energy. It's going to look great for many years to come. You don't have to worry about painting it. It's resistant to insects and water and all the other issues that you get from these other products. So we were very excited when we learned that.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mark, for providing some market updates.
Absolutely.
And hanging out with us on the pod.
You
here.
got it. Give me some of that right there.
Yeah,
Boom,
there we go.
boom. Here we go.
I'll get some of that
Good
too.
job.
We just,
Yeah.
if for everybody that's not watching, we just did Knuckles on air. So check out the video for that. No, but that was good information. And if you guys want to learn more about some of the products we were just talking about or some of the services that we offer, go to bestbuymetalroofing.com and you can access the form that Adam was talking about there to get the aerial quote. You can learn more about the board and batten siding we were just talking about. All of that information is there. And of course, if you have any questions, you can email us, call us, whatever your favorite method of contact. We're on TikTok. Goodness, just message us on TikTok. We don't care. And we'll get back to you and help you however that we can.
And as always, you know what I'm going to say.
Do it.
Go make today a great day.